Well, match day 2 of the EPL is pretty much in the books with only Liverpool and Bournemouth to come, and I don't really think that's hard to predict the outcome of that match. But before I get to the EPL, the Bundesliga has kicked off, and as we all predicted, Bayern came out firing to start the season, winning 5-0 over Hamburg. Dortmund took care of business, winning 4-0 over Gladbach, and maybe this means Dortmund will be in contention this year for the Bundesliga crown. But back to the EPL, Arsenal finally got their first victory of the season, and now on to the main event. We all knew it was Chelsea versus Manchester City, which ended up being a great fixture that was pretty much one-sided, and it wasn't in Chelsea's favor. And now, after 2 games, Chelsea has just 1 point. Is it time to panic for them when it comes to winning the Barclays Premier League? Find out next on Football Weekly, powered by the Best Damn Sports Blog. A celebration of the world's most beautiful game, spanning the globe from North America to Europe and back, including Champions League, La Liga, English Premier League, Bundesliga, Ligue 1, and much, much more. Welcome back to Football Weekly, powered by the Best Damn Sports Blog, and I'm just going to jump right into it. Manchester City 3, Chelsea 0. Now after 2 matches, Chelsea has just 1 point. Manchester City sit atop of the EPL table with 6 and are 5 clear of the defending champs. And in that 3-0 victory, it was all Manchester City. Chelsea were poor defensively, and on the attack, they were poor as well. They did not have a shot on goal until the 70th minute. No shot on goal until the 70th minute, and that was their best look at goal. On a counterattack, Eden Hazard had a shot on goal. Joe Hart saved it, and pretty much from there, they were able to create a couple more chances in the final 15 to 20 minutes of the game, but it was over by then. But for Manchester City, this has to boost their confidence after a 3-0 win over a subpar West Brom, where you couldn't really figure out if West Brom was that bad or City really good this year. They come out versus the defending champions, don't concede a goal, and they net 3. And in this game against Chelsea, City scored 3 goals in 3 different ways. A great build-up led to their first goal that Sergio Aguero netted. Their second goal came from a corner kick in which Vincent Kompany headed it off the post and into the back of the net. And then after a poor clearance by Chelsea, Fernandinho hit a screamer from outside the box that put this game away and put City up 3-0 over Chelsea. And now through 2 games, Manchester City have conceded 0 goals and have netted 6. So they're off to a great Premier League start. But what has been most impressive about Manchester City through these 2 matches, especially against Chelsea, was the organization of their back 4. Every chance Chelsea had, there was a Manchester City defender there to block it, to clear it. They've played great and organized so far, and that's what we thought would be the Achilles heel for Manchester City coming into the season. Albeit just 2 matches, but so far they've been impressive. And Mangala, so far, he's been a great pairing next to Vincent Kompany. We all thought Manchester City needed to go out and sign a center back. But if Mangala is going to continue to play this well as he did against Chelsea and West Brom, then maybe they have their man at center back. They don't need to go to the transfer market to find one. Now, when it comes to the Barclays Premier League crown, it is great that Manchester City through 2 matches are in first place, but it really doesn't mean much. Chelsea, yes, they're 5 points down, but that is definitely something they can overcome because there's still 36 games left in the season. Now, as of now, I do favor City as the team that will go on to win the EPL. But I would not be shocked in the least bit if Chelsea turned things around and were right back in the hunt. I expect them to get back in the hunt, definitely, for sure. Now, will they overtake City is the question. Because now Chelsea have just 1 point after 2 matches, making them the second EPL champions in history who have failed to win one of their first 2 games in the following season after winning the Barclays Premier League. which is astonishing. The only other team that has failed to win one of their first 2 games after winning the title would be Manchester United in 07-08. So this is unprecedented, this start for Chelsea. And what has me even more worrisome for the Blues and their fans is Chelsea have not resembled the team that we've known them to be, which is a great defensive team who plays well off the counterattack. But when it comes to defense, you know they're going to be A1 and it's going to be tough to score. Well, so far this season, it hasn't been. Through 2 matches, they conceded 5 goals. 5. I can't even remember how many clean sheets Chelsea had a year ago. I'm surprised through 2 matches, albeit against Swansea and Manchester City, that they were unable to hold one of those teams to at least just a single goal. I mean, they've allowed multiple goals in their first 2 games. This is not Chelsea that we know. And if their back four is going to continue to play this poorly, then they're not going to finish in the top 2, not even top 3. Now, do I expect Chelsea to turn things around? Absolutely. They have too much class and too many skilled players for them to continue down this path. But with them now playing behind the 8 ball and having to catch up to Manchester City, fitness will have a lot to do with whether Chelsea are able to get back into this picture or not. Because if Diego Costa at any point, which we know he tends to go down to injury a lot, if he does in fact go down, well, now Chelsea have a big problem on their hand because Loic Remy and Radamel Falcao are not going to get the job done. This is not Falcao of 2012 or 2011. This is Falcao who scored, I believe, less than 5 goals in the Premier League last year for Manchester United. So Chelsea are going to want to get the ball rolling as soon as possible. They're going to have to win their next match and continue from there and try to build a winning streak because in all likeliness, Diego Costa at some point is going down. And for them to be behind the 8 ball without their best striker, because that's the thing. Other than Diego Costa, as great as Eden Hazard is, he is not a consistent goal scorer. And outside of Costa, Chelsea don't have a consistent goal scorer that they can count on game in and game out if Costa is out. So if he is unable to stay fit all season, this is going to be an uphill battle for Chelsea because I think Manchester City is the real deal. You still got Arsenal to look out for. Can't forget about United, who also are undefeated through 2 games. And then watch out for Liverpool. They've brought in a lot of new faces over the summer transfer window, a lot of talented new faces, and Liverpool has a chance to knock out one of the big 4 from one of those UEFA Champions League qualifying positions. So Arsenal, City, United, and Chelsea, they're going to have to be on their A game all season because I think Liverpool will be right there. So Chelsea, the fact that you have only 1 point, Liverpool already have 3 and they still haven't played their second match, it's got to leave you a little bit worrisome. The Blues' margin for error is slowly minimized. They really have little to no room for error going forward. Well, that'll do it for today's Football Weekly. Check back in next week for a new episode. But now go to the comment section and let me know what you think about Chelsea's poor start to the season and if you think they can overturn their poor start and possibly win the EPL title. Salute.